Henry Dangar's claim to fame, Henry Dangar, was that he was a pastoralist with a breathtaking acreage on Patrick's Plains just north of Wiseman's Ferry in Sydney. And his name is also associated with my grandfather, who had a house on an island just off Brooklyn in the beautiful Hawkesbury River north of Sydney. The island was called Dangar Island after Henry Dangar. It's Michael Birchall here, once again, Australian historical fiction writer, and we are going to look at this man, his life and his impact in the late colonial period. Now, one particular stain, or I guess mud, that stuck to the man was that it was on his property, his squatters' run, as they called it, at Myall Creek, that the massacre occurred. Now, he was not involved or implicated in that crime. Henry Dangar was one of those men caught between his religious beliefs and his ambition for more land. He was a vindictive, and he was known as a wolf in the habit of a lamb. Being a surveyor, Dangar knew the Manning River, the Hunter and the Liverpool Plains very well, and he was able to cut himself out a nice slice of land in the Hunter. Dangar was also clever enough to set up inns or taverns for travellers on strategic routes on his land. At Patrick's Plains, Dangar built his property, his manor at Knottsfield, on land granted to him by Governors Brisbane and Darling. It was a magnificent building with all the accoutrements of culture, mainly led by Henry's wife, Grace. Features which flourished in the area by 1840, according to newspapers at the time. Grace Dangar was dreaming of raising a merry England in that valley which had witnessed such evil, dreaming too of planting there the green lawns, the village church, the schoolhouse, and the cultivated parkland with the gentleman's seat on the hill overlooking the village. All very English style. Grace and Henry spent the warm months on the property, and when summer ended they journeyed to Sydney to sell the wool clip, enjoy the race week, the agriculturalist show, the modern Sydney Royalista show, the ball for the Queen's birthday, and dinners at Government House. Now, Dangar wanted more land. By 1842 he had taken out licences on land south of Armidale of 48,000 acres. At Paradise Creek, 32,000 acres at Bald Hills, of 19,000 acres, and another 200,000 acres, all managed by an advocacy work by teams of assigned servants, emancipists and workers. Along with the other pastoralists, Dangar was for the squattocracy of New South Wales, the big graziers, and its power to control even the governor at the time, which was Gibbs. Now, as we've mentioned previously, with the attitude towards the Indigenous people, there was a very powerful movement that maintained that land ownership, with all its power and wealth, well, this was associated with the right way to run a society, an autocratic one, if you will, based upon the class system of England. Now, this was still a very powerful attitude in the late colonial period. A lot different to today, absolutely. We look at things a lot differently, but that's what it was in that period. Henry Dangar was a surveyor by profession, a pastoralist by trade, a merchant by intuition, and an entrenched Tory supporter in the late colonial period of New South Wales. Now, it's goodbye from me, from Michael Birchall. For now, there's more video to come in ahead, so I'll see you then.